All right, straight to the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. Let's bring in SABC News reporter Canny Maphanga, who's been monitoring proceedings at the Commission. A very good afternoon to you, Canny. So IPID Assistant Director of Investigations, Thulani Magagula, still on the stand today. Just take us through what the Commission has heard thus far.
Indeed. Good afternoon to you and to the viewers. We're still currently on the running theme of the city of Ekurhuleni and the kind of alleged criminality that had engulfed it. But this time we're looking at the specific cases that IPID had to oversee with respect to specific EMPD members. You may remember that in phase one, we were given the impression through the testimony that a lot of these EMPD officials were shielded from accountability, not only within the internal space of the city, but also IPID was accused of shielding these criminals or alleged criminals by ensuring allegedly that these particular investigations were stalled or that they did not see progress. So essentially what these officers are doing, from Nomsa Masuku yesterday and now Thulani Magagula, they're going through the various cases and the kind of challenges and hurdles that stopped the investigations from going forward. So whether it be that the case was provisionally withdrawn because they couldn't find the complainant who refused to cooperate with the process because they feared, rightfully so, the environment in which they're in, because we've already seen, even with the Emmanuel Mbense murder, that from 12 suspects you now have 8, and 4 of them were lost to violent incidents that are shooting. So the hesitance from the particular complainants is understood, but it seems there's a bigger structural issue that the Madlanga Commission will have to look at in terms of whether or not these investigators can actually proceed without complainants and be able to investigate those cases and refer them for prosecution without the kind of red tapes that exist in their standard operating procedure. And that concurrent theme continues to come up throughout the testimony about the process in which they follow. We got this impression that the EMPD was fully reliant on the IPID to complete their investigations in order for action to be taken against those implicated individuals with respect to allegations that range from kidnapping, extortion, to even murder. All these members that were allegedly under the supervision of Julius Mkhwanazi. But it seems that in majority of these cases, the EMPD had all the facts at all material times. In fact, majority of those cases started at the EMPD, and it was only IPID that came on at a later stage. So there was nothing stopping the EMPD at that point from going ahead with their internal investigations while IPID tries to prepare their criminal investigations. So you don't need to rely on a recommendation from IPID. That is the lesson that is coming out of this testimony in order to discipline those particular members. And that contributes to why several of these members were able to stay in the EMPD until these allegations came out publicly in the Madlanga Commission. So this testimony not only deals with the structures, but also the role of IPID in terms of these investigations and the different thresholds between an internal disciplinary hearing and a criminal matter, with the former only needing the base allegations for you to investigate internally and protect your region from this alleged criminality, whereas we know in the criminal matters the threshold is much higher, which is why you're seeing this kind of stagnation in a number of these matters where either the complainant is not willing to cooperate or you're seeing the case being stagnant because of several other issues. So we expect them to return at 2 p.m. this afternoon with more testimony from IPID on these hurdles and challenges. Over to you in studio.
Canny, thank you as always for your reportage. That's Canny Maphanga, our eyes and ears at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry.